Hey everyone, Brayden here, coming to you with a Mickey Views special report on a development happening at Walt Disney Imagineering. I've been tracking for a few weeks at this point, expecting for us to get some sort of press release or something official from Disney, because it's very pie in the sky type stuff that I've been hearing, and I'd like for us to get something concrete to go off of. I even teased it on Twitter heading into last week when the Imagineering shakeup was said to start happening, but as Disney still has yet to say anything, it looks like we're gonna have to enter the realm of rumor and just talk about what I've been hearing is going on at Walt Disney Imagineering. So if you look at the president of Walt Disney Imagineering, Bob Weiss, he was around in the Imagineering golden years and was a big part of the creation of Shanghai Disney, becoming the president of all of Walt Disney Imagineering in 2016. And now, after 5 years as the president of Walt Disney Imagineering, he is moving to a new division of Imagineering Disney has publicly said nothing about, called New Experience Development. On his updated LinkedIn, it's described as a multidisciplinary team focused on exploring, developing, and bringing to market groundbreaking ideas, which really doesn't tell you anything, right? Well, as you can see from the title of this video, we actually do have, thanks to our sources, a pretty good idea of what this team is going to be tasked with doing. The idea is to bring Disney experiences you normally find in the parks to your town, all over the United States and maybe even internationally. And your first thought might be Disney's going to venture down the road towards attractions in American cities like they did with the failed Disney Quest in Chicago. I would say no. I expect this to be significantly different than that, and I think the closest we can attribute what Imagineering will be working on to, you've probably never even heard about, are some events Disney's held in Asia. A few years ago in Singapore at their iconic shopping destination Orchard Road, Disney partnered with the Business Association to bring to life a pop-up Disney-themed street. This event was called Disney Magical Moments and attracted thousands of guests with Disney Parks level lighting and decor and photo opportunities right on the street in Singapore, with sets featuring Mickey Mouse, Cinderella, Elsa, and Woody. Also in 2018, to ring in the new year of 2019, Disney partnered with a retailer in Bangkok, Thailand to transform the outdoor portion of their retail area into what the newspapers called a Magic Kingdom, hosting live performances from big entertainers up until midnight, where then there was Disney projection mapping and fireworks ringing in the new year. Both of these events that I guess you could call test runs for what we're talking about now were aimed at driving retail sales of Disney merchandise with these special lighting, fireworks, and character encounters aimed at increasing foot traffic to these Asian retail markets. And what makes these different from, say, Disney Quest is the permanence. These are pop-up experiences where for a fleeting moment, some area in your town becomes something attributable to a Disney park, offering some of those same amenities, and as quickly as it came, it goes, it disappears, it's gone. And this is the crucial element, I think, if Disney is going to try something similar here in the United States. For things like this to succeed, you need to capitalize on the hype and the buzz around events like this, and then you need to move on. Now, you might be saying, these are just two specific events in Asia. Yeah, it'd be cool if Disney did this at my local mall or lifestyle shopping area or something like that, but Disney's making a whole new division of Imagineering that's going to be tasked with bringing new regional experiences to life here. Surely we'll be in for more than what we are seeing here, where it's basically just a retail opportunity. And my speculation would be, yes, I do think that's true. There is going to be some other element here, and that's what Imagineering is in charge of coming up with. Where I think we could be in for something like a merging of the pop-up shop idea we see here with something like Disney on Ice, where there's an actual event that people are paying to go to. Maybe Disney can even make hard ticket events out of these regional experiences, where they offer some sort of show, something exclusive, along with exclusive merchandise. Right now, Disney is shuttering many of their retail stores in malls around the country, and I think this could end up being Disney's replacement long term. Instead of having permanent regional footprints where the hype quickly dies down, like was the case with Disney Quest in Chicago, and quite frankly, even with the permanent Disney stores to a smaller extent. You know, you might have been a big fan of Disney, you might have been a big fan of Walt Disney World, but you really never had much of a reason to go to your local Disney store on any random week. Instead of that, you could have these physical regional experiences in your hometown that pop up, keeping the costs low, with Disney not having to pay leases for years and years and years. It keeps it fresh for the local Disney fans. It drives merchandise sales. It makes a splash on social media. Just imagine pop-up events with Imagineering level attention to detail and entertainment experiences touring all around the country. You'd probably probably have those character photo ops. They tested on the streets of Singapore, probably something even better than that, where it would be a great way for Disney to make money and give their brand a physical presence all over the globe, rather than just a few specific places across the globe, like in the case of the Disney parks. So that's what we know about this new division. And I want to make something clear here. The task of this new division, as I understand it, isn't, okay, here's our plan. We're going to do a version of Fantasmic or something like that all over the country in limited runs. Here you go, Imagineering, make it happen. What I think is going on here is something more so like, hey, us executives want to see this regional experiences idea explored to see what we could do, come to us with ideas. And that's why I think that description of the division on Bob Weiss's LinkedIn is so vague. It's not just holding the cards close to the vest, although I'm sure that's part of it. It's also the fact that Imagineering likely doesn't know right now what the final form of these regional experiences will end up taking, and it's their job to explore the idea and come up with a plan that the executives want to move forward with. So you may be saying, what does this mean for the Disney parks? What does this mean for Walt Disney World? The reason when I teased this on Twitter, I said it was big, maybe the division's objective itself doesn't seem that big to you yet, since it's so pie in the sky right now. Whether or not this division succeeds in their mandate is superfluous as far as the parks is concerned, because what I expect is the team mentioned as part of this division is going to have immediate effects on what is going on at the parks, especially at Walt Disney World. Because what I believe is going to be the case is that Bob Weiss brings some Imagineers we know of along with him that are currently responsible for the projects that we are always talking about. Specifically, as an example, portfolio executive at Imagineering, Zach Ridley, who has been in charge of the Epcot overhaul thus far, its conceptualization and its execution so far, or lack thereof. With his show writing experience, he might be one of the prime candidates, one of the Imagineers that moves over to working on this Blue Sky Regional Experiences development project. So all this is to say we could be seeing some new people coming in to decide the future of all the Disney parks, making this very all over the place Epcot project come together, which due to the lockdowns has several integral parts of it currently on pause, namely the refurbishment to Spaceship Earth. And our biggest overall criticism with the parks, how slow it feels like things are coming together lately on these new projects, with new people likely heading in here with new perspectives to fill these roles. We could see a dramatic shift in the way Imagineering operates. Hopefully we see a shift towards efficiency like we're seeing from Disney's competition over at Universal, and at the same time there will be this quote groundbreaking work happening on new regional experiences headed by a very experienced Imagineer. Of course we don't know for sure yet if like specific Imagineers like Zach Ridley are moving over to this new division. That was just some speculation there. Thus far the only one to change their title officially has been Bob Weiss, so we'll have to keep a close eye on what other Imagineers move over. And that is your inside look into what I currently believe is happening at Walt Disney Imagineering. I'd like to hear your thoughts on what you'd like to see with these new regional experiences, what they could entail. I'd love it if we'd see Disney do something like Netflix is doing in LA right now with the Stranger Things drive-into experience. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, where basically it's a sort of drive-through experience where there's like live action characters and there's all these different visual effects going on. You know, Disney could do something where the Imagineers can dress up, they can theme a parking garage and incorporate all the sort of machines and screens and things like that that they use to create immersive experiences in the parks, but they can make them somewhere outside of the parks, right? And then also you can have that live entertainment aspect and that exclusive merchandise aspect with maybe a hard ticket up front where it would actually be a profitable endeavor and it can be moved around quickly, sort of like a big concert tour. My concern with this new division of Imagineering is for regional experiences like this to work, they must be temporary in my opinion. Clearly Disney agrees, seeing how Disney Quest turned out in Chicago, and also Disney now giving up in large part on the idea of permanent physical retail stores across the country. But to do what I think CEO Bob Chapek's master plan is, what he wants to be able to do, which is have theme park tier experiences for movies right as they come out, the black box attraction concept, whether that's in the parks or, you know, something regional. For example, imagine if Disney had been able to sell tickets for some sort of Moana event right when the movie came out, when the music was all over the radio, when Moana was the biggest thing. You can only capitalize off that sort of hype. It's only around for a very short window of time. You have a very small window to capitalize on that, which means to pull off an experience that takes advantage of something like this, you have to be lightning quick on the creative and executing everything, and that has never ever been the Walt Disney Company's strong suit. Disney is a huge company with many moving parts that is very slow and methodical, and that's why some of our sources believe that this regional experiences division could end up being an impossible mandate, and this may just be in the very near term a way to shake up Imagineering, where now there might be some new folks that are handling what is currently quite a mess, looking at what what's going on in Epcot here and how slow progress has been even previous to the lockdowns on some of these projects now CEO Bob Chapek announced all the way back in 2017 in the case of the Tron coaster and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in Epcot. You just have to remember, up the road right now, Universal is starting to build a multi-billion-dollar new park, so some reorganizing at Disney is definitely going to be essential long-term and short-term for Disney to stay on their toes. And as I said at the beginning, beyond Bob Weiss heading over to this new division, everything else right now, the details, the speculation, none of this is official, so take everything I've said here with a grain of salt. We've had a pretty good track record here at Mickey Views lately with the predictions and the exclusives, and I'm hoping we see a lot of what we discussed here brought to light, because I think the prospect of Disney bringing Disney Parks level stuff made by Imagineering to your town is pretty newsworthy, and for investors could definitely be a bullish sign insofar as a future revenue growth opportunity at the company that might be picking up here, really bringing Eisner's synergy model to a whole new level. We've never seen it before, where potentially in the future, movie tie-ins could go beyond merchandise and just the Disney parks, but also to cities and shopping areas around the world, which could be pretty wild. So we'll stay on top of this for you guys. Be sure to subscribe to those notifications on so you don't miss any exclusive stories like this in the future. We've got some in-park vlogs that are on the way, so keep a lookout for those. Thank you so much for watching from the Mickey Views Magic Studio. This is Brayden. I'll talk to you soon. Have a magical day.